Hello and welcome back to Nova Drift, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be playing around with explosions, and that is right. If you guys have this, well, I need to take this one seriously because there's going to be a very serious epilepsy warning attached to this. We are going to have so many explosions, so many glorious explosions, and sure, the sounds are cool, and sure, the visual effects are absolutely mesmerizing, and we are going to be taking it to the extreme. That does mean that if you guys are sensitive to these kinds of things, you do need to probably now is a good time to click away because oh boy, are we going to be taking this and going wild with it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and pick up this body here because it does cost us our maximum health and shields, but gives us 15% rate of fire, which is quite nice. In fact, let's go ahead and pick up volley as well for the triple grenade action. Thank you. So many explosions. Of course, taking the splitter here, it does lower our damage for each grenade significantly. I believe it was 20%, or was it 15? Something like that. I have to look at the numbers again attached to that. But it does give us 3 times the amount of explosions, which is a good start here. Come on, explode. Thank you. There we go. Now we can level up for getting this. I want to get focus fire for reasons here. Now we have a nice tight bunch of explosions. There we go. Nice. Let's blow this up, and blow this up, and blow this up. Come on. I want to make sure that I get this, because if that escapes the screen, then we don't get the experience points for it. Beautiful. And let's go with rapid fire here. Good job. Now we have 15% more rate of fire, which is quite the good for us. Make sure this goes away. Yeah, our explosions, we don't have all that many of them, and they are kind of small right now, but we can fix that. Let's go ahead and get magnitude. Magnitude here. Yeah, magnitude for 20% size and a good chunk of damage. There we go. Remember, the bigger our grenades, not only, well, the larger their blast radius, but the more secondary explosions they have. Because every one of these little explosives we shoot out, they're all... Every time we shoot them out, they are cluster grenades of some kind. And we can also get additional clusters to mix in with that, but that will come later. Do we want targeting here? I'm gonna pick up targeting just because... Ooh, burst fire as well. Ooh, what else do I want here? I don't think I want to pick up any of these just yet, so we'll skip this and get blast radius to go. There we go. So now our explosives, our projectiles will seek somewhat, and that will make aiming a little bit easier, and also they'll kind of fan out whenever we target a cluster of units. You'll see there. There we go. Get for some better detonations as we go on. But we also have burst fire. You'll see how we kind of spew out a whole mess of them now, which is quite nice. And barrage. This is what I was looking for. So now, rather than a burst, it's just a constant spray, which means I can just kind of fly around here and just absolutely spray the explosions at our opponent here. It's this big boss unit, which is fine because I'm just going to chuck endless explosions at it. Isn't that nice? Now all I have to do is the splitter. Okay, so this means not only do we have a great many, an endless slew of explosions, but each and every one of them will be spewing out a cluster, which is in turn a cluster grenade. So we're firing out a cluster grenade, which is made out of more cluster grenades, which makes me happy. Like, look at this. Watch it. It explodes, and it explodes into tinier ones, which then explode into more of them. So now I could just kind of spew them out all over the place. Now, there are a couple things I want to do here, but we basically just have a ridiculous amount of just explosion. Look how lingering they are as well. There's so many clusters, they just... Oh, don't get too close to the... He's got a radius of doom around him. Let's get some more blast radius or hull strength. We'll do blast radius first. We'll come back to hull a little bit later. And let's get some shield cooldown to go with it. There we go. A little bit of survivability as we just turn this entire area into explosions. Isn't that good fun? Yep, go away. Of course, we've taken a fair amount of splitters, so each and every one of our explosions doesn't do all that much damage, despite them being absolutely everywhere. We could fix that by taking more damage, and that's going to be basically next on the list of things to do. Not only will we have a silly amount of explosions, but we need to make sure that they do a bit more damage than they are right now. There we go. I'll get the level up. Whole strength. Not really offered anything but whole strength here, so I'm going to take that. Concentrated blast for plus 35% damage. Don't mind if I do. Take some more things like this. Oh, look, it's a big ship. Let me go ahead and fly on the inside of it. Not that I particularly need to. It's just going to be more convenient for me this way. And destroy everything here from the inside out. Isn't that nice? Just endless explosions. We already have it about halfway down. There we go. Nice. Come on, finish it off. Finish it off. Let's go away. There we go. And that's another level up. Okay, so I could get this, but this is going to do another 15% less damage, despite giving me +2 projectiles. So I'm not too keen on taking that. However, I could take shield durability, which would make me happy. More survivability, because frankly, when it comes to these small things that aren't bosses, we could just kind of wave my ship around the screen and let all the explosions just handle everything. Look at it! It's so pretty. I could just kind of just accidentally destroy things as I just hold down the firing button. Oh, that's satisfying. No, look, too close, too close, too close. Big boss, he's got some more HP. Okay, let me go ahead and pick this up. This is going to give me 5% weapon damage and rate of fire, so I'm happy about this. We did lose our shields there because I got a little too close to the big boy here. I could also stand to get some projectile velocity because, well, we can't fire very far, and that means I have to actually go to one side of the screen in order to clear out that side of the screen. And I'm a big fan of just exploding the entire screen without having to do that. Regeneration, I do want the regeneration, that we can actually heal ourselves up. It's kind of mandatory. Technically, we do have a base level of regeneration, but it is so minuscule that it doesn't really count. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. Juggernaut for more HP. Not too keen on that right now. Burn damage. Not a bad idea. More importantly, because we can get us corrosion, which is just excellent. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We do have a fair amount of rate of fire here, so that's going to be, yeah, that's definitely a good call. Definitely a good call. That's bonus 20% damage attached to that. More damage output. Oh, look, a bunch of tiny things all going away. Hey, look, some more tiny things all going away. I am playing a little bit risky here, just kind of like trading my health for clearing the screen faster, which probably not a wise decision, all in all. But you know what? It is clearing the screen with explosions. Once I get enough projectile velocity, I won't have to go charging into the line of fire here. Let's see. Do I want any of these? Ally Specialist wouldn't be terrible, but if I were to build any constructs, I would probably want drones. Purge, not keen on that. This is good to have eventually. I don't think I want it right now, however. This barrier, this is like the hardened shield for StarCraft, the old hardened shield on the Immortals. I can only take a maximum of 25 damage. It was 25, right? I think it was 25. I can only take a maximum of 25 damage for so long as my shield is up, which is quite good because a great many of these things hit very hard. Now, of course, a lot of these smaller creatures, or smaller enemies, they don't hit very hard, so it doesn't come into play that much. But when something goes wrong, and something goes very wrong, then I will be fine. At least until my shield goes down, which is generally shield going down is the first stage of things going very wrong. Let's see what we have here. This guy kind of specializes in hitting many times. He's got a big laser drill thing. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. We lost our shields, that's okay, but pick up projectile velocity, 20% projectile velocity, get a little bit more range attached to these guys. It's going to be very good. No touch with the laser drill, thank you. Alrighty, now I want to get in nice and close underneath his orbs of danger. There we go, get away from the danger balls, and then just sit here and blow him up. Good job. And that's how we make him go away. Sweet. We didn't get an entire level out of that, which makes me sad. But we do have a lot of asteroids here, and those are susceptible to explosions, and we have explosions in the many. There we go. Make everything go away. Now, these are mines. We don't want to be careful with those because even though they're meant to be exploded, they hit really hard when they explode. Okay, so we pick up. I don't want any of these. Let me re-roll this. Twin Strike. This gives us +1 projectile, which when we have Barrage, just straight up gives us massive rate of fire increase. In fact, what is our... I'll look at what it was and give you guys a number in a moment here. So let's look at our weapon stats. Currently, we have 5 projectiles, so we had 4. So that's basically plus 25% weapon speed, which is quite good, because that's going to be many, many more explosions. There we go. Let me just chuck a few explosions on that side of the screen. There we go. Nope, nope. Get away from the explosions. There we go. That one survived. Go away, go away, go away. Let's get rid of the explosions before the giant mines, before they get close enough to really deal serious damage to me. It's very difficult to dodge those. Oh, it's an even bigger one. Why am I surprised? We angered it by destroying all the smaller ones, so now we got to get rid of the big one. This one does have a bit of a point defense, that it is hitting my shield, but it doesn't hit very hard because I have hardened shield. Good thing I picked that up. Blow this guy up. Oh, look, it's a spawner that spawns a bunch of tiny units. I wonder if that's going to affect me at all. The answer is no. However, the big worm snake thing that shoots off a bunch of small projectiles, that one does hurt a little bit. But we are fine. Our shield will come back in a moment. Oh, look, he's back. Let me not sit in front of him because he's quite scary. This guy is quite terrifying. That is the sound of him spawning a bunch of mines, which are not doing anything because they are spawning into death. Mostly because we are made entirely out of explosions. And that's kind of how that goes. We got to level up out of that. Don't mind me. Let me clear this little area first. Thank you. No, no, no. Get away out of the laser drill. Good job, team. Okay, level up here. Do I want snipe? I do not want this guy. I want this, because that will come in handy later. So that upgrade gives me 20% regeneration for so long as I'm not firing. Now, of course, me not firing is basically never going to happen. However, it is the first stage in the tech tree for some other good upgrades, which I do really want. So we'll get back to that later. We have a lot of tiny units here spawning, which is all fine by me. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to detonate literally the entire screen at once. We're doing that half, and now we're doing this half, and then I can go back to this side. It's just... I like this. This makes me happy. Oh, black hole! Get away from it! Get away from it! Get away from it! Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Dodge, dodge. Okay, it's gonna suck up everything on the screen. I'm just gonna stay... Whoa! Nope, get away from it. Stop it. Here, you could have some grenades. Oh, mines, 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 mines. That's fine. I still have good shield strength. There we go. Okay, let's get a level up while that's happening. Let us see. What do we want here? Is it time to take Juggernaut? If I take Juggernaut, I'm absolutely gonna also have to take Thrust. In fact, let me take Thrust first. Let me take Thrust first. That way I don't have to worry about... Because I'm not really in danger of getting hit too hard. Oh, there's another black hole coming in here. Well, let me just give them a lot of explosions to also contend with. So if anything shows up on this side of the map... Whoa! No, 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 no. We got screen wrapped. There we go. If anything decides to show up on this side of the world, we will just blow it up. Just kind of passively, because we're constantly adding more explosions to the screen. There we go. Much better. That's what I want to see. Beautiful. Blow this guy up as well, and another screen clear. Antimatter rounds for bigger explosions. However, that one I'm not going to do. Wild mod obsession. Now, this one I want to mention, because this basically doubles all of our wild mods. Wild mods are some things like the Twin Strike, and while we want as many Twin Strike as possible, it also has a downside, and I'm not too keen on that. So in the interest of not blowing myself up, I'm going to not take that. Drone Specialist. Drone Specialist I will take, actually. Because if I'm going to be picking up drones, then Drone Specialist is the way to go. Now, mind you, we are not Engineer. We're not going to be going like super crazy into the drones, but we do have a boss here. And he's dropping some mines behind. Ooh, he's dropping a lot of them. That's fine. Ours beat theirs. Let me just go ahead and add a whole mess of destruction under his rear end. So remember, the explosions hit any individual hitbox on this boss. So if we hit his rear section where he's got like 8 different hitboxes, then we're doing a much more damage than if we hit his front section, which only has like 2 or 3 that we can hit at once. So that's gonna be a motivation for doing that. And now he's gone. Beautiful. Didn't get a level up out of that, which is fine. It's okay. I'm not sad about that at all. Don't worry about it. Things are okay. We have so many explosions. Like, I'm just kind of accidentally blowing things up. Hey, we did get a level out of that guy, so that's cool. Go ahead and chase this one down. I'm going to be real here. It is a little bit difficult to see what's happening on the screen. I'm having a hard enough time seeing where I am, let alone what you guys are trying to figure out. What do I want here? I'm a little bit low on health. I can pick up drones, which will help that. Technically will help the low on health thing by virtue of... Ooh, it almost exploded there. Alrighty, I am going to stop shooting for a moment so I can get the shields back faster. There we go. That's better. It's worth a lot of XP. Oh, it's an even bigger one. I don't mind this. So while drones don't directly help my HP, they do orbit around me, and they do take hits. And we can upgrade them to, say, defensive drones, which take even more hits because they're thick. And I'm all about that thickness when it comes to my HP. So otherwise, we have explosions to handle everything else. So I don't really have to worry about damage output when it comes to, well, drones. Because, frankly, the damage output of drones is going to be so pitiful compared to the amount of explosions we'll have on the screen. Now, of course, I'm not all that single target focused. I've got a lot of explosions all over the map. So some of the bosses are going to give me trouble. But everything else that happens will be okay. With corrosion, that's some good DPS. The corrosion applies a basically on fire or poison effect, if you would. It's 90 damage per second per stack, and we are going to be hitting a great many times because not only do we have cluster grenades, but our cluster grenades have cluster grenades. So it's going to be a lot of stacks, and it's so colorful! The color is because we picked up what is amounted to like an invulnerability, it's like a superstar from Mario. It just gives us huge stat increase, and we can blow everything up. We're basically immortal for the duration of it. And we move faster, regen faster, and do more damage. It's quite cool. And also, it's colorful, which is important when you're filling the entire screen with explosives. Okay, let's dodge away from the Mega Worm. There we go. Nope, dodge, dodge. Okay. Get away from the boss. Let me just screen warp to the other side corner. There we go. Get away from the scary Mega Worm. Because it survived, because we weren't shooting at it much. It's too busy focusing down the boss, and it just kind of... To be real, the big Mega Worm almost exploded due strictly to secondary effects. Okay, let me pick up Juggernaut. This will slow us down by 25%. However, it will give us 20% maximum hull, which makes me happy. So I won't be able to dodge quite as nimbly, or not nearly as nimbly. But we already did pick up the thrusters, so we're back to basically base speed. So I should be just fine. Excellent. Let me go ahead and pick up... Do I want to pick up Forced Armor as well? Because that's just straight up 10% damage resistance. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up the damage resistance. Like, there's no other really good weapon options right there, at least at the moment. Could blow up this guy. I don't even know why I bother dealing with the snake enemies. Like, seriously, they just kind of incidentally explode by virtue of there being too much AoE on screen. Go on, just follow it around. There we go. We're hitting it real hard now. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by this. I've come to the conclusion that if I'm going to get hit by those shooting stars, just to not react and let it happen, because if I attempt to dodge, then I'm just gonna get knocked around, and getting knocked around is dangerous, because then you can get hit into other things. Create a kind of chain effect of suffering, of getting knocked around like a tennis ball. Which is not an ideal situation. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick little spin here and clear the entire screen because I can. There we go. Screen is clear. Excellent. Ooh, Singular Strike. That is the antithesis of what we want here. We want many explosions. Rocket drones. I can do with that. However, I think it's going to be better off if I just re-roll here. Snipe is good. This is going to be irrelevant because we have all the explosions. Snipe gives us projectile velocity, which I'm more interested in. But it also technically causes a scaling damage. The further away a target is from us when we damage it, the more damage it takes, which is all fine and dandy. Our grenades don't really go that far, so like I'm more interested in the projectile velocity, which causes our grenades to go further. Oh, hello! Honestly, this boss is basically how I usually like to play. He's got snipers, and he drops drones. Like big sniper drones, and he teleports, and he's very nimble. very nimble, and he's got a fair amount of HP, but that's mostly because he's a boss. In fact, let me go ahead and pick up this upgrade right here. What do I want to get? Let's see, kinetic boost. I want to pick this up. Do I want to pick this up? I don't think I want to pick this up yet. That one is good, but not yet. I think there are more important things for me to grab right now. Purification. Minus 30% weapon damage, but 20% burn damage. No, I will pass on that. Weapons are good to have. Streamline, plus 25% thrust, minus 10% hull, which is a net positive, considering we went down the other HP route. I'm keen on this, because that lets me dodge. That lets me dodge a lot, and frankly, when it comes to this game as a whole, dodging is important. Because it doesn't matter how much HP you have, when everything scales up, they will eventually just kind of blow you up if you try to sit still. So I'm gonna get the upgrades that let me dodge more. Because that guy, for example. Now, if you notice the corners of the screen in this boss, they have drones, and the way those drones work is they get exploded by secondary explosions from my grenades when I'm not actually aiming for them. Because that's just kind of how grenades work. But seriously though, the drones do... Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, this is why we gotta dodge. And that is why you gotta dodge, ladies and gentlemen, because if you get hit, sometimes really bad things happen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Nova Drift with endless explosions. I think next time I'm going to go for my high score, set everything up, because as you guys know, I do have a pretty decent high score, but that build there is mostly fun, just because I like explosions. And if you guys want to see breaking my highest top score, I think my highest top score is 1.2 million? Yeah, 1.2 million is right there. And if you guys want to see that one, because that one's up. Ton of fun to see. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys there. But for now, I'll see you guys later.